Good evening. Welcome back to the Cheltenham Exchange. Season's greetings and all that jazz. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. So we're on tonight to have a quick preview of New Year's Day racing at Cheltenham on Wednesday. It's currently Monday evening. Just about starting to get my bearings as to what day is what at the moment now. Going back to work today helped with that one. So yes, hope everyone had a good Christmas. No Johnny or Matty tonight, but we've got our stalwarts, Ian, Conman, and Alex. And, of course, friend of the show, Mr. Graham Fletcher, has kindly joined us again, as he did a few weeks ago for the December meeting, and sent us a nice few winners our way that day. So nice to see you again, Graham.
Nice to be back. Thanks for the invite.
Hope you're all doing well, boys. Did you all have a nice Christmas? Eat plenty, drink plenty, and all that?
Oh, yeah, hence the double chin. No, so it'll be...
Can we do that again, Ian?
Or
good, that is. I like
that. Diet all the way, OJ, until the DRF, I think. That's the plan.
Diet all the way?
Yeah. Because was it?
Diets
it's only chicken and rice, is it, Ian? Chicken and rice only.
Chicken, rice and water.
Diets are overhyped, Ian.
I need to do something.
I don't believe in that stuff. So excellent, right? So yeah, plenty of racing over the festive period. I saw bits, not all of it, I must admit. Alex was at Chepstow, so he didn't see much on the 27th either.
I could barely see the screen, OJ, at one point. It was that bad.
Yeah, the fog seemed to cause chaos all over the country, didn't it? For
in Ireland, Leopardstown was just as bad, OJ, as well.
Yeah, and the old airports down your way, Ian, they've been struggling up until the last couple of days, haven't they?
Yeah, we've known a few people that were supposed to go to the States, and the flights got cancelled, so they've had to go via Ireland to Las Vegas. See, it's caused chaos.
So they could fly to Ireland, but they couldn't fly to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, so their flight with BA got cancelled, so to go to Dublin, and then to Vegas.
Make it make sense. You can't take off. You can't take off. Like Jesus.
Alex is fuming. We're off to a good start. Okay, so that's enough about planes. Talking about aeroplanes then. So what caught your eye over Christmas? Sergino. Let's kick off with Sergino. Hammering Ballyburn into submission. What did we make of that? Graham, what did you think of that performance for a start?
Yeah, I think it's very good, and I think a lot of people probably said lots of nice things about it. But I think that he's got to win. He's got to win on the be put under a bit of pressure. I think is when you're going to see whether it's really good. If he's really got it, I'm sure he probably has. And he's good at Liverpool last year, if I remember rightly. He performed really good, and I think that it's going to be an interesting clash when it comes to Cheltenham. It just depends who lines up against him, really, I think, isn't it? Do you think Ballyburn ran its race? I'm not sure. Not sure many of the Mullins horses ran what would be considered to be their best. But yeah, I was suitably impressed with him. I thought he jumped his fences really well, and he accelerated that on the other side. So
yeah,
got to the back of the lap.
Do you think it was a bit more confirmation for those who thought that Ballyburn needs the longer trip then, possibly?
Quite possibly. I think that's in there. Yeah, quite possibly. I think that they won't meet. I'll be surprised if they meet again at Cheltenham, I'm sure. But yeah, it's good evidence that Henderson's back as well. Did he ever go away?
On that note, Ian's chuffed a bit. It's Constitution.
You asked me to say that. You didn't ask me to say that, so you could do that later.
Yeah. No, he had a very good Christmas, didn't he, Mr. Henderson? No, Con Hill
was get him in.
I got him for Christmas. He surprised me. I was ever the what's the word? And
pessimist.
Yeah, pessimist. Yeah, I thought Lossie was going to do it, and he was good to say. We got to see him off the bridle at last. And I was And Lossiemouth was it 2.5 lengths? I think it was. So I don't think she's out to run in the Champion Hurdle. Some have dismissed already, but I think Con Hill obviously sets the standard now. We can see that, and obviously what happened with State Man getting beat 30 lengths by, was it Brighter Days Ahead? I would still put Lossie. I wouldn't put Lossiemouth in the mares. I'd still keep her in the Champion Hurdle, but no, he was very good. Con Hill.
Excellent. Galopin de Champ, Alex. Nice. Especially when people have been saying that Mullins' horses weren't running particularly well. Maybe.
Well, so long as your main one runs well and wins, that's all that matters, isn't it? Like, who cares? Galopin won. He looked brilliant, didn't he, as well? Well, I expected he'd win. I mean, I'd still like to see them sort of drop Factor File down to the Ryanair for this year. That would be my ideal. I think a year doing the Ryanair, then he can always go Gold Cup next year. Another note, I didn't realize. I know everyone's saying that Factor File is the young pretender. Like, he's only a year younger than Galopin.
Really?
So yeah, he's 7. He's 7. He'll be turning 8, and then Galopin's 8, turning 9. There's only a year between them. So I know obviously Galopin's got a lot more miles on the clock, but it's not like Galopin's like an 11-year-old and he's a 7-year-old or something. It's just interesting that there's only a year between them.
Lovely. Anything else that particularly caught your eyes, boys, over Christmas, Graham?
I think the new Lion, I think, was very good on Saturday.
Yeah,
extremely impressive, I thought. Because they were talked up at Regent Stroll. Was it Regent Stroll? Is that the Nichols horse?
Yeah.
It was in the Cello, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Cello, yeah. And I thought that the way that he manoeuvred him from the inside to the outside showed bags of confidence, and he just cruised past him, didn't he, really? It was a perfect example of winning on the bridle, as they say, wasn't it? So, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But no, very impressed with him. Again, his challenge is going to be on a undulating track. See how he copes with that.
Yeah.
Because it's a different kettle of fish when you come to the big races at Cheltenham, isn't it? Because there'll be more horses in the race probably, and you might get a bit bulked now and again. But no, I thought he was excellent. I thought, that was a very impressive finish, I thought, to the race. I quite like Superbolt, who won at Leicester. I don't know if you've seen him run a few times this year. He sort of stays on, stays as long as the mother-in-law, as they say. But he just keeps on grinding away, and he in 3 miles 2 around Leicester, which was not good ground. That's a sure fact. He was super impressive, I thought. So he might turn up somewhere. He probably not got the quality that you expect, but he was very good, I thought. Put that in your notebooks. Superbolt.
Put that one in the notebooks. There we go. A little bonus from Graham. See Potter's Charm one again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just grinds out, doesn't he? He looks like a proper Bartlett type, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just keeps battling on all the way till the end. It would take something quite classy to beat him, I think. But there might be something. But yeah, he is. It's just a typical. Just keeps grinding and grinding. It'll be under the pump for about half a mile or a mile, and he'll still keep going.
And Val Grand fell out the back of the telly in one race, I noticed. So that one's after a nice little handicap mark, one would think. Ian, was there anything that particularly caught your eye?
There was a mare called Bioluminescence that ran at Leopardstown. I think it's a JP one that was quite eye-catching. Could be one for the Mare's Chase. Romeo Coolio, I was impressed with. Should have done that from his previous race where he lost. He's so much better dictating up in the van, and basically he's just. I know it's the old saying that stayers win supremes. I know it's said sometimes, but he did. He literally held on, and I thought it was quite impressive. Croke Park was another one over 3 mile chase, which I think he led from the front. It was very good. I think that was about what Graham said about the new Lion as well at Newbury. He was very good. I think he's gone favourite for the Turners Novice Hurdle now, which was the old Ballymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few eye catchers, OJ.
Good. Alex, anything you want to add?
I absolutely loved. Sorry?
Sorry, I cut across you. I said anything that you didn't actually see at Chepstow.
Oh, yeah. I loved watching the jukebox man. I loved the way he jumped. Just looked like a real. He looked like an experienced chaser, not a novice chaser. Just the way he sort of got through the air was really clean and really efficient, and yeah, he sort of looked really professional. I mean, I know it was only a couple of lengths in the end, but he comfortably beat a horse that's like a 147 rated. So I mean, he's clearly very good. And then the other one that like really surprised me, I know he didn't win, but was Ile Francais. I thought he had absolutely no chance going into that race. And I mean, obviously led the whole way around and obviously got caught at the end, but I thought he put up a really big performance and was really impressed by him. Obviously Banbridge won. I mean, you can add him to the list of horses like Envoy Allen that will win one of those races, one in every like 10 tries or something. They'll just wait their turn, don't they? Those types of horses. So yeah, but yeah, Ile Francais was very impressive.
Yeah, Ile Francais, obviously watching the King George, it was like his first run of the season in France, wherever it was, I can't remember.
He just blew up, didn't he, in his first run?
Yeah,
to stop him.
Yeah.
Can I just mention Taunton today? Because Taunton, I watched the racing today this afternoon. I was very impressed with Callum Pritchard. He's massive. He's claiming £7. He's got, I think, 16, 17 winners, I think, in no time at all. Very impressive. They're all after him. They all want to use him, so he must be doing something right. And I thought that Hobbs and Johnson White had 3 winners today. The winner in the last race, Tom Donifon, was really good. So keep an eye out for him because he'll go in. They can get him into a race by next Monday because the bank holidays are in the way. You can get into the next race without a penalty. And he'll come in again. I think he was very good, Tom Donifon. Put that in your notebooks.
Lovely.
Bro, what did you think of Jubilee Alpha today?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Do you think she was good?
Yeah, did all right, yeah. Ran well. They didn't really think she was probably wasn't going to win, but she did win very well in the end, to be fair. But yeah, it was some busy crowd there at Taunton.
And was that Jubilee Alpha's was the Nichols horse, wasn't it? And
yeah, she was third at Newbury when I was there, and I sort of took a bit of a liking to her, and I thought she'd win next time. And obviously she won earlier, but I just hadn't seen the race yet. So I thought I'd see what Graham thought.
Particularly with all the talk of the Nichols form at the moment as well, so maybe a bit on that. Lovely, thank you, chaps. Well, I'm going to have to mention my eye catcher, Ian. First Street, my old favourite First Street. On Boxing Day at Kempton, ran on into 4th. I thought, oh, that looks nice. I reckon that could be aimed at the plate. You know?
First Street
for the plate at the festival. Be on a nice drive.
Some of the firms are doing betting now for all the handicaps. I saw Bet365 are starting that today, and Hills are starting some. So. Yeah, I think it'll be no run and no bet soon. And then we'll start doing our anti-post season, our series, should I say. Won't be long.
Lovely. Right, well, thanks for that, chaps. Quick 10-minute recap of the Christmas racing. So we will move on to Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. New Year's Day at Cheltenham. We're going to go through race by race, and if there's nothing you fancy, then we will just skip on. So Cheltenham on Wednesday, 12:20. First race is Sonic the Hedgehog. 3 in cinemas now. Novices limited handicap chase. 2 miles. 3 runners at the moment. Khalif de Burle at the top of the market. Graham, have you any interest in this?
Vincenzo will win this race.
Ooh,
that was nice and confident. Nice confidence.
Khalif de Burle. Well, he's given £8 to Vincenzo, and Vincenzo ran very well last time. And Dylan Johnson is riding really well at the moment. And Sam Thomas, the trainer, is doing it as well as anybody. So, I think Vincenzo will do that. These short price favourites of Nichols don't always win, do they? Like the one this afternoon. I'm going to Vincenzo myself.
Vincenzo for Graham. Nice one to start with, Ian.
No, I like Vincenzo as well, and I think Graham's just said something about the weights and the distances. That's what I made a note of. That he beat Tedley, I think it was last time out of Windsor by 1 3/4 lengths, and I think it was Jamie Brace was on taking 7 off Tedley at 11-2. Vincenzo was carrying 11-3. So if you still go by that, then Tedley's still got a lot to find on Vincenzo. And I think if you look at Tedley's last run with Caliph de Burley at Newbury, Tedley was second again, carrying 10-10 again with Jamie Brace taking 7 off. So again, he has a lot to find with Caliph de Burley as well. What else have I got? He says softer ground won't be an issue. I think the drop back has helped. He had a maiden hurdle win at Exeter over 2 miles. He was third in the Persian War. Got Flying Fortune in Intense Approach. And we was talking off air about Nichols as well. I've made a little note, OJ. So just bear with me if I might start rambling.
Cool.
He normally gives.
Keep it short.
Oh, I'll try. He normally gives he does his jabs or his injections or his horses this time of year. So just to anybody that's watching, bear that in mind. In January, his horses don't normally do that well. So the last 2 years, I think he's had averaging about 50 to 56 runs, and his average is very low. He has about 10 wins, 7 wins he had 1 year. So just bear that in mind in the next few weeks coming up to the next trials day and any other meetings he has. His horses obviously won't do that well. So bear that in mind if you're going to be backing Caliph de Burley. But I'm going to go with Vincenzo as well, OJ.
Vincenzo for Ian as well. He's done well there as well because he built up a good argument, stopped me from saying Ian's just copied Graham. So got to hand you that one, Ian. Fair play to you. Graham was mentioning Dylan Johnston there. I did mean to say when you mentioned Callum Pritchard, our friend Paul Myers has been saying for a number of months, hasn't he, that Callum Pritchard claiming 7 is like a cheat code. He reckons he said he's such a good jockey.
Yeah.
So we're hoping he might come on with us soon, aren't we, Ian?
We're in talks.
Ian's making moves.
He looked very well on the TV today. So. But yeah, he seems a nice lad. He's a good jockey. He's winning races, which everybody wants, isn't it? So
good Welshman. Love it. Right, Alex, is it a treble for Vincenzo here?
It is, yeah. I'm going to make it 3 from 3. I've got him down as my fancy as well. I mean, he's by Dr. Dino, so I mean, he's going to be a better chaser than he was a hurdler. And if you look at sort of the RPRs of his races, he's nearly a stone better on debut over fences than he ever was over hurdles. He's running off a mark £3 higher than his hurdles mark as well. So I mean, I think he's going to be a good thing. I think he'll win. Keep it simple, OJ. Keep it simple.
Love it, boys. Well, early prices. I've got William Hills open because they've priced up 7-4 in that 3-runner race. So could be a good time to get a little bet on that one. Thank you very much, chaps. Right, we move on to 12.55 Maiden Hurdle, 2.5 miles. Diva Luna, odds-on favourite here. Ian, you kick us off.
I'll give you a winner and an each way, OJ, in this one. I think Diva Luna will be the winner, but again, she's no sort of price. I think she's 7-4 on. She's carrying 11. I think she was carrying 11 stone. I know she was beaten last time out, and we was talking about, funny enough, Jubilee Alpha, and they all seem to be beating each other. I think Matt Caena beat Diva Luna at Lingfield in December, and then Matt Caena was beaten on the next one by Jubilee Alpha, which the guys were just talking about. And then I think Diva Luna beat them in a bumper at Aintree at the Aintree Festival. So they all seem to be beating each other. The step up and trip, I've noticed that the sire of Diva Luna is Diamond Boy, who's produced horses like Imperial Passe, who won at Christmas, Long Press as well. It's won at the distance and further. So the breeding should suggest that she wouldn't have any issues. And the each way shout is Newton Tornadoes, currently 10-1, as you said, with Heels OJ. His last couple of runs, he's made a couple of mistakes which have cost him the races. He was up in with the first two in the race with Let It Rain, who was his second, and French Ship, who won the race. Now, Let It Rain has come out and won, and Mare's Novice Hurdle Weatherby since. And funny enough, we was just talking about the new Lion. Then the French Ship bumped into, I've put into brackets, a monster called New Lion, who's obviously now the Turners Novice Hurdle favourite. So that could just bear that in mind. And then his second race, Newton Tornado, again, a couple of mistakes cost him. I think it was with Moon Rocket with Kim Bailey winning the race. Distance shouldn't be an issue. A jockey is going to be on board is Ben Jones, who again is on form in a minute. He had a few winners over the Christmas period. Jukebox Man that we talked about, leader in the park, Henry's friend. So I think it's a very good booking for Rebecca Curtis. So I'll go with Diva Luna for all the favourite backers, but I'll go Newton Tornado at 10-1 each way as well.
Just for me. I was, funny enough, I was looking only because Ben Jones was riding that rather than the Diva Luna for Ben Pauling. But when I looked further, I think Keelan Woods has ridden Diva Luna every time. Hence why he probably wouldn't take the ride anyway. Lovely. Bonus each way selection from Ian. Alex, anything in here?
I'll be honest, I'm very much against Diva Luna. I'm not saying she's a bad horse, but I mean, she's 1-2. The field are 8-1, like best price of the next. Like, she was beaten on Hurdle's debut at 4-11, and the horse that beat her was then beaten today. Like, I'm very happy to swerve that. And having a look through the field, there's nothing really that sort of stands out to me. A lot of them have sort of shown their hand and have shown they're not particularly very good. So I probably take a chance each way on Pierrot Jaguian, the Ollie Murphy horse. Bought for quite a lot of money, won a point. I'm going to take a chance that he could be pretty decent. I mean, they spent 200k on him. Like I said, a lot of these they've shown their hand and they've shown they're not particularly any good. And I want to oppose the favourite, so that's the one I'll take a chance each way on.
Lovely, and a very good jockey on top. Always a good shout. Okay, Graham, what do you fancy in here?
Okay, I think I'd like to see Diva Luna win, simply because it's potential. Ben Pauling currently on 21% strike rate, so he's going very well. Interesting that Keelan Woods is on about 22. Ben Jones on 26%. So they're all getting a fair share of the rise at the moment. I know Keelan Woods rides for John Joe as well, doesn't he? I think. So he gets a good mix because Ben Jones is now number one, if I'm right, at Pauling's Yard. I think that's right.
I think so,
anyway, so I'd like to see Diva Luna go away and win because simply because I think it's a good horse. But a little bit of let's say inside information, but I was with somebody yesterday who's very well attached at the Fergal O'Brien Yard, and they thought the night duty might go very well. There you go. So that might be my each way play. I don't know what price night duty is, but
40s.
Well, there
40-1 there.
you go.
That's a handy little nugget. The coffee jar's getting raided now.
You never know.
Was this person in the Poetic Rhythm Syndicate, Graham?
Possibly.
Okay. All right. I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, they think it'll go well. They hope it'll go well.
Thank you for that, Graham. So a nice big price each way. Night duty for Graham, Piero Jaguin for Alex, and Ian's going with the favourite and an each way on Newton Tornado. Thank you, gentlemen. Right, so 130, we got the Betfair Handicap Chase, 3 mile, just 3 mile one, isn't it? Broadway Boy loves the course. Alex, what are your thoughts, mate?
Well, other than Broadway Boy, it's basically a veterans race, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all on the way down, and he's on the way up, or at least somewhere on the way up. So yeah, I'll side with him. He's 6 turning 7, so still more to come from him. I thought his race last time was pretty good. Obviously, second to Gemirande, who runs as well on this card. Just got beat by the weight that day, so one of those things. So yeah, that'll be my fancy, my selection. Broadway Boy.
Lovely. Thank you, Alex. Graham, like Broadway Boy?
I would probably agree. If Broadway Boy doesn't win, they probably have to give it up. I suspect if it doesn't beat this lot. But I quite like our power. Sam Thomas again. I like Sam Thomas's horses at the moment. They go very well. But as only a 5-runner race, I think you've got to go with Broadway Boy. And I'd be surprised if he's 5 to 4 on my list here. But I'm sure it'll be the other way around on the come 1st of January. So I'd say our power. Broadway Boy for me. Our power is maybe a dark horse, but that's Chantry House, isn't it? Chantry House is running. Well, he's got a win, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Over to you, Ian.
It's a Hendo horse, remember, Ian?
And
I think every time Chantry House has run recently, we've been saying he'll retire after this.
He's going to win the Pertemps, isn't it, at one point? I'm going to take the favourite on, OJ. I'm going to go with Our Power, that Graham just mentioned, for Sam Thomas. He's 11.8. Got Dylan Thomas taking 3 off. He's only got up £1 since he's second at Cheltenham against King Turgeon. Funny enough that me and Graham tipped up in our December video.
Yep.
Our Power won't have any issues with the trip, no issues with the ground. We said about Broadway Boy, I think he's gone back up to 150. And he was second in was it the Coral Gold Cup? But again, he's carrying 12 stone. And that my concern was he'd done the same at Cheltenham over the same distance in October. And he was third. I think he was 11 lengths behind the winner. I just wonder if he is the classy horse to the race. But I just wonder if that weight will be telling. And that's what I've gone with Our Power to win the race. To say, I think he... I know Broadway Boy said he has won on the new course in, I think it was December last year, but I think the weight will be telling. But yeah, I'll go with Our Power after his good run against King Turgeon last time out. I think 7 to 2 you can get, OJ.
Lovely, thank you, Ian. 7 to 2 you can get. Lovely. So Broadway Boy and Our Power reverse forecast is the way to go, clearly. Thank you very much, gents. Okay, we move on to the 205 Betfair Exchange Handicap Chase, 2.5 miles. It's pretty much like going back to our December preview, isn't it? And talking about the same horses again, really. Graham, back round to you, please, sir.
Okay. Well, I think one of the most impressive jockeys at the moment is Charlie Deutsch. In fact, he's been impressive for the last 3 or 4 years, to be fair. He is the way he guides his horses through to come at right at the end to win races is something to behold. I think he's a really class act. Gemirande is obviously going to have as good a chance as anybody in this race, and I hope for Venetia that she wins a big race at Cheltenham. I think the danger I was looking at was Listener Malt Lad. I think Sean Bowen's riding him from over from Ireland, so I think he might be the danger. But I think Gemirande, I should say, for me, would be the pick.
Lovely. Gemirande for Graham. Thank you, Graham. Alex, are you going to give us Seddon here?
No, I'm not. I do love Seddon, though. He's 12 now, OJ. I don't think I'll be putting him up again unless it's actually in a proper veterans race. Ignore what I said on the last race about Broadway Boy being beaten by Gemirande. That was Madara. Those are 2 of my favourite horses, Broadway Boy and Madara. I got them too confused. Ignore that. This race, I think Gemirande, although he was very good last time, he is up £16 since, he's had 2 wins in a row. First was off 128. He's off 144 now. I think that probably come back to bite him. Springwell Bay, I think, is he's off 145. I don't think he's going to want to go above 145. He might have a novice handicap in mind. maybe. So the one I fancy as well, same as Graham, is Lisnamolt Lad. He's only £3 higher than when he won here in December, and he won quite well that day. He had plenty. I mean, staying on really well at the finish, wasn't he? So, yeah, I think. He's 12-1, so it's still a nice each way price as well. I can't have Hitman. Midnight River's going the wrong way. Yeah, that'll be my fancy Lisnamolt Lad.
And again, that eye-catching jockey booking as well. Again, there, Ian. Ian, Alex, Sean Bowen again
in December when it won as well. Was it December? No, still not December. It was October when he won.
Lovely. Lisnamolt Lad for Alex. Thank you, sir. Ian, wrap it up for us, mate.
I'm going to be joining Graham. I like Gemmerand or Gemmerand as well. You can get 10-3 or 100-30. As Alex said, I think he's 11-2 and he's gone up. He has gone up £8 since I still call it the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup since his win. And he was, as Alex said, he went up £8 here, 128 to 136 from his win at Ascot. I still think he should be okay to win this race despite the £16 hike. Charlie Deutsch has had a couple of wins over Christmas, so he's on form. I think he won on Famous 5 and Victorino. Gimrand will probably prefer the ground to be a bit better, but he has won on heavy ground in France in the past. And if you go back a bit further, if you look at he was 5th in the Grand Annual. The form to come out of that is not too bad. You had Path to Rouge come out and won at Cheltenham. Liberty Hunter won a beginner's chase. Sarfaru was one this month, one in December. And I've made an unexpected party. I've put, well, let's just see what the Skeltons are up to. I think they're up to something else, who was in that race as well. But the other one I'll give a shout out if we're doing each race as well will be Marble Sands. I think he's had some good form in the past. I believe it's about 11-1, 10-1 for an each way. But I'll go with Gemerand or Gemerand. OJ?
Thank you, Ian. So Gemerand for Graham and Ian. And Alex is on Lisnamolt Lad, who also got a nice little shout from Graham as well. And Marble Sands is Ian's each way shot as a little bonus. Okay, we move on to the 240, which is the Betfair Exchange Handicap Hurdle over 3 miles. Again, we go back a few weeks. Deep Cave here, Alex. Is this one that you mentioned at a big price last time?
Yeah.
Was it Johnny as well?
Fancy. Yeah, me and Johnny both fancied it. Yeah, it's my big fancy today, really.
Take it away.
We put him up in October. It was his first run for Christian Williams because he'd been initially racing over in Ireland as a novice, and he sort of was beat by Absolute Notions on debut. Then he beat Lotta Joy, Firm Footings, Moon d'Orange. Then he was 5th in a Grade 1. When he's 5th behind Goodland, he was beaten 4 lengths. So, I mean, he showed a good level of form. Went over to France, mostly chasing, hit and miss. Came back. We then put him up in October thinking he's obviously got a good mark off 132. Just ran at the back and didn't do anything. Then I put him up again in, was it November? He ran? November. Started off at the back. Looked like he was going to be tailed off. Next thing you know, somehow he finished 5th. He stayed on past everything. Finished really strongly over 3 miles. And I said to Johnny that day, he'll win next time. And now he's running. I mean, I can see he's had some early money as well. I mean, I think he was 12-1 early, and I think he's into 9s already. So he's had some of the early money. I really fancy him, OJ. I think this is it's third time lucky. He's going to come in.
Love it. Soon
that,
as
that,
I
that
saw
early novice form for when he was in Ireland should be well good enough to win this off 130. So I think it may be a case that they just took him a couple of races. They wanted to just see where he was, and it's also interesting they've only raced him at Cheltenham as well. So I think they've obviously got this in mind. So Jonathan Burke.
As soon as I saw the name there, I thought of you. I thought, I know where he's going here.
GSI.
Love that, Alex. Coffee jar's definitely getting open for that. Okay, Ian.
I'm going to go with a nice unpronounceable horse, OJ. I know you love them. I'm going to go. I had to fix the Cierge with Rebecca Curtis I think Ben Jones is. I'll keep picking Ben Jones in this video. He's on board. He's had 2 wins from the last 2 runs, Chepstow and Doncaster. Chepstow's a bit undulating, so I don't think he should have any problems with the course here at Cheltenham on the new course. It's coming a lot from his step up in trip. I think the last 2 was talking about Callum Pritchard. He had Callum Pritchard on board last time, and the jockey called Oscar Palmer, who were taking the weight off this time. But he's got, as I said, Ben Jones is on. He's carrying 10 stone 2. And I think the big threat could be One Big Bang. I thought he was quite impressive in the Class 1 Stayers Handicap Hurdle last time out at Hedgehog. But I'll take a chance on the Rebecca Curtis horse, Idefix de Cierge.
Idefix de Cierge. And you had to go for the tricky pronunciation. But I didn't expect you to call the jockey Jen Bones.
I know.
It's getting worse here.
Oh, Jenny Bones.
Right, thank you. And Mr. Fletcher, what are you thinking in here, sir?
Well, I'm in the Ian's fan club on this horse as well. Idefix de Cierge. I think Ben Jones, man in form. I just think that it's won his last 2 races very well. The first race at Chepstow, it was excellent. And I think, again, the second race it won recently. And I think Rebecca Curtis deserves a bit of turn of luck, I think, a little bit. And I think she might have a good horse in her yard for a while, I think. So, I think that the rest of the race, Twig, no chance. Itchy Feet, Anteleur. What's happened to Anteleur, I wonder? What happened to him? I quite like the thoughts of Alex on Deep Cave. I've written it down so many times. Alex has got to win this time, or I'm throwing it in the bin. I'm not following it again. So the 2 of the race were what the 2 we've mentioned already. So Idefix de Cierge and Deep Cave, but I would fancy the Idefix myself.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Graham. Could be a good day for Rebecca Curtis and Ben Jones, potentially, then.
Not Jen Bones.
Jen Bones. Right. Getting there. So the 3:15, the Relkeel Hurdle, 2.5 miles. Lagadan. What are we going to see? Go on, Ian. It's your turn. You can try and figure that out.
Well, I shocked when I was talking before. I've shocked Alex already. I'm not going with the Henderson horse. I'm not going Lucky Place. I'm going to go with Salva for the Moore team. I've been a big fan. He was very eye-catching in the Jerry Fielding. Come out with the clouds to finish 4th. Made up a lot. I think he was carrying 12 stone that day as well. And I made a note of, well, I say I've liked him anyway, but I've made a note potentially for him for some races coming up, maybe a handicap, depending on his mark in the future. So the form from the Jerry Field is not that bad either. Navajo Indy has had a good season. I think Al Champ won a handicap hurdle at Ascot. Famous 5 that we talked about earlier won at Christmas. I think Accelero won as well, and Castle Fort. And if you go back even further to the Triumph, Salva was 3rd in that. And then you talk about Majbra, who won the race, Cargisi, Nürburgring won the Galway Hurdle. So the form all stacks up for Salva as well. You said about Langadan, OJ. I know he loves this place, but it's just, why is he dropping down in trip? If the target is the Stayers Hurdle, why is he going for this race? Seems a bit strange to me. And we said about Lucky Place. I'm making that he still needs to find about 4 lengths on Golden Ace, despite his win last time out. But I'm still not so sure on Golden Ace either. But I'm going to go take a chance with Salva. I think it's about 9-2 at the minute, OJ.
Lovely. Nice if you get that price. I'm sure Salva was referred to at some point last season as the best handicapped horse in the UK. Wasn't he, I think?
What's he got? A mark of 143.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Graham, what are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, I was obviously glued to the TV this afternoon, listening to Jeremy Scott, the trainer, and he said that she hasn't been particularly well at the beginning of the season, and he's a bit concerned. But now he thinks they've got her right and back to her best. So I'm going to probably favour with what the trainer said and go with Golden Ace. It was superb last year, I thought. some of the wins it had, coming from nowhere and winning by 10, 12 lengths on occasions. I think she's the class act. I did quite like Lucky Place, Ian, so I'll probably Henderson a little bit, but no, I think I'm going to go with Golden Ace. I think he deserves a bit of a turn in favour as well. Jeremy Scott, carrying 10 stone 10, just got a bit of a nice allowance, obviously. So that'll be my pick. Big pick, I think. Golden Ace.
Big pick. Yeah, there's been a little bit of talk about brighter days ahead recently as well, isn't there? So, okay, thank you, Graham. Alex,
Golden Ace as well for me. I know you can. There's that expression, isn't there? You can always forgive a horse a bad run. I mean, she didn't actually run that badly at Ascot. She was only beaten 2 lengths, so let's sort of calm off people saying that she was crap, because she wasn't. I don't know if people remember, but back in March, she beat a horse called Brighter Days Ahead, and she's been pretty good recently, hasn't she? So, yeah, Golden Ace for me.
All the way. Golden Ace all the way.
And my nap for the race is Dan Skelton to be called to the steward's room after the race.
Would have gone home.
Don't mention that to Jamie Wren.
He hates it when English people get horses handicapped, doesn't he?
Lovely,
full of
thank you.
He didn't get a run in the last race either, was he? So he'd be gone home by then.
Brilliant. So Graham and Alex all over Golden Ace. Ian's siding with Salva.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finish off the card with the bumper with a pretty large field, and the market is headed by a Ralph Beckett horse, which I would imagine Ralph Beckett having a run at, and I think is Harry Cobden on it as well.
Yeah.
Might be quite hard to get away from, but who is it? Is it? Yeah, back to Graham again. Graham,
Yes.
Have you got any interest in the bumper?
Well, I'm going to have first go at pronouncing his name. Gnomon.
Gnome.
Any
That's
change
the
on
one.
that, I'm happy to survive with that. I'll let the commentator decide what it actually means. A Ralph Beckett horse, your eyes are drawn to that. He ran on at Cheltenham. Harry Cobden on board. Good mark. Won last time out, I think it did. You did say it earlier on, Ian, didn't you? So it won somewhere last time out.
Cedar Creek, that one.
Gnomon.
Oh, yeah, one at Exeter.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I think deserved to be favourite. I should imagine. Whether it can cope with the undulations around Cheltenham, I don't know. But that would be my first looking point to say that will win the race. And I'd say Mahaba Prince would also have a good chance as well. Anthony Honeyball's a very good trainer of bumper horses, and Skelton's riding that horse in the last race. So there's 2
Lovely.
for the field.
2 for the field for Graham. Thank you very much, sir. Ian?
I would have sided Graham again. I like Gnomon. So Rafe Beckett is quite eye-catching to have a bumper horse anyway, especially with Harry Cobden on board. As Graham said, he won a 1 mile 5 bumper, which is a bit of a funny distance at Exeter. But there's a horse in this race that's called Cedar Creek. I think it's 28-1. He's when Gnomon won, he was 5th, and he's come out and won since. And there's a horse called Vector Pix, who was 7th in that race, has come out and won since as well. And a couple of others have run and finished second. So the form is in the book, and thanks for the form for Gnomon. There's a couple of others, OJ. I won't necessarily back them because obviously there's no form to go on. There's one called Walk in the West. It's a progeny of Walk in the Park, and we know who's produced, like John Barn and Min and Facile Vega. And there's another one called Our Boy Stan, who's with Ben Pauling. Now, anybody that's into their breeding and progeny, you'll see that there's an interesting breeder for Our Boy Stan. It's a certain N.J. Henderson. So it's interesting as to why he bred the horse and has not kept it. But yeah, Our Boy Stan and Walk in the Park could be ones for the future. But I'll go with Graham and with Gnomon.
Lovely. Thank you, Ian and Alex. To end the day,
Well, interesting that Ian's looked at the form of Gunomon and thought it was good. I thought the opposite. I saw the horse that was second that day was finished fifth. The horse that was third that day has gone out since and been in second as well. And then the horse that was fourth was beaten as well. So I wasn't impressed with the form. So interesting that we've looked at different sides of it.
Okay.
I do like the form of Mahaba Prince. And when I watched that race, the horse that was second that day was called Precious Metal, and it was ran far too keenly, finished second, only beating a length, and it reopposes today. Well, I say today in this race. Mahaba Prince is 5-1 ish. Precious Metal's 20-1, only a length between them last time, and it was far too keen the whole way round. So I'll take a chance that it will have learnt from the experience and hopefully can at least finish somewhere near it again, or maybe even past it, and hopefully win. So, yeah, that'll be my each way pick for the last race. Precious Metal. Also, Lily Pinchin's on board, and she's very good at Cheltenham. So, yeah, Precious Metal for me, OJ.
18-1. Henrietta Knight. Love it. Thank you, Alex. And thank you all, gents. We've just ticked over 47 minutes on the recording. So I think we've boxed that off quite nicely. So thank you all for your selections race by race. There's some cracking little nuggets there to go off. If I was to ask you for your best bet on the card, who wants to go first? Best bet on the card, Graham.
I'm going to say, let's put me on the spot on that. Gemarand, I should say.
Gemarand for Venetia Williams. Lovely. Ian?
I will go with Selva.
Ooh.
In the Relkeel.
Interesting. I think I may know what Alex is going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say, OJ?
Might start with Deep.
Oh, I was tempted, but yeah, it's still a bit risky. I'm going to go with Vincenzo.
Vincenzo in the opener.
Yeah, to beat the Nichols hot pot.
Lovely.
Turn him over. Get back out of there, Paul.
Off your pot. Lovely. Well, that was excellent, boys. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy New Year's festivities if you're doing anything tomorrow evening. Anybody out there watching, anybody at all out there watching, if you've got any fancies or anything you want to say about it, stick it in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah.
And apart from that, wishing everybody a happy and prosperous new year. Thank you again to Mr. Fletcher for joining us. absolute pleasure to have you on. And we'll see you all again soon, guys. Thank you very much.
See you now.